What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomized playthrough. So this episode, I definitely want to go get all of Anju's chickens together. So we're going to run over here again. We did this just last episode, but whatever. I wanted that heart piece over in the windmill. And then we're gonna go get this chicken. All these chickens, man. Like, I don't get, A, why is Anju allergic to chickens and working that job? Get a better job. You would be fired in America. And then B, well, I was hoping to snag the ladder, but I guess that was a pretty badly timed jump. And then B, like, how do you misplace your cuckoos so badly? Look at this crap. So that gives us that one. There should be two more in this general vicinity. There's this one. Where'd that? Yep, the other one's over there. Good. I was just making sure. So, let's see. I hope you guys are liking this playthrough. I hope it's, part of what's cool about this is it's random every time, so, since it's seed-based after all. So it's really neat to me because you can go through and watch me play it, and then if I decided after we get everything and after we 100% the game, if I say, you know what, this was fun, let's do it again, we can. Stop running. You know, we can go through and 100% it again, and it would be a completely different experience with a whole new set of problems for us. We probably wouldn't get the boomerang and slingshot the first few chests we opened in the first episode. That was pretty amazing, pretty ridiculous. Get these cuckoos. So yeah, not every episode is going to be super duper productive. I mean, every little thing that we can do in the game could yield us an important item. So we kind of have to do every single little thing in the game. Especially since we want to 100% this game. The only thing I'm not going to 100%, by the way, I absolutely have no interest in collecting all 100 Skulltula tokens. So those can bug off. I'm only going to get the first 50 because the first 50 are the only ones that are randomized in the loot table of the randomizer. After 50, the 100th goal is just whatever it was meant to be in the beginning, which I think was just a big rupee. I don't actually remember for sure. So, I 100% of the Skulltulas once when I was a teenager and had nothing better to do with my life. But I much would prefer never to do that again. Thanks. So I forgot there's actually another thing that we can get here too. It's gonna involve a slight glitch, but it's not a terrible one. It's not the biggest exploit we could perform. And it definitely isn't a game-breaking one. But it's a fun one, and it involves that guy on the roof and the ladder next to it. And in fact, the next two we're using involve kind of pseudo glitches. So just keep that in mind. I think this is the last cuckoo she's missing. And a bloopy. Well, I hope all your chickens get lost and turn into Kentucky Fried Cocoa. So we're gonna throw that chicken. We're gonna bring it with us. You're mine now. And let's see. We're gonna do this one first because it's kind of the bigger pain. But it works. I've used it a lot now, so I've learned how to use it. So you're gonna want to take your cocoa and throw it up here. And pick it up. Whenever it lets you, pick it up. Oh, come on. No, you stupid chicken. You want to pick it up quickly, but I just didn't time my A button pressing quite right. Which is unfortunate. And you're going to want to throw it up against this wall, obviously, because if you don't, then you'll never, ever, 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 ever. Come on, grab the chicken. No, dang it. Stop it. Stop right there. Right there. No, don't go anywhere. Ugh, I normally get this, like, the first try. And I can't even pick up my dang chicken. There we go. And then you want to throw it here. And then you want to wait until this guy has just left. Because he will knock you straight off of this. So as soon as he turns around here, you're just going to jump off. You don't want to keep pressing forward. You just want to jump off and be done with it. And then I totally jacked that up. And we're just going to go for it. There we go. So you just want to jump straight for it. And now you can get this piece of heart, which was actually a piece of heart. Cool. Thank you, cow. What a pain. You can actually get that one with Kapora Gabora if you want to do it the right way, but if we can get it early, then that might be to our advantage. So, next up on our list of exploits here, before we go to Goron City and figure out what little we can get, there's not a whole lot we can get, but there's a few things. We're going to want to climb up here. And you can only do this one as a kid, because as an adult there's someone standing up here. And if you walk all the way to the frontmost part, furthest from the ladder, and Z target, walk left, and then jump, you'll cling onto the side of this fence. It's just luck. So now you'll want to jump onto the ceiling, or the roof, go talk to this guy, and recovery heart. Matter of time until I got one of those. Alright, well, that leaves me pretty much done with Kakariko Village for now until we come back at night. There's a lot of stuff we can do at night. So I am going to run up here real quick and try to get one or two little, or I think there's one thing that I can get right now using yet another glitch that I can show you guys. It's not really a life-changing glitch per se. In fact, I gotta be honest, a lot of these glitches I have learned from other people. The one that I'm about to show you, I actually learned completely on my own, but I'm pretty sure it's a popular glitch. Like, I would be very surprised if no one's ever used it before. I've never watched anyone use it before. Everyone always assumes they need the seed for it, but or the bean sprouts for it, but I've actually never used bean sprouts for it. In fact, I can get all of the heart pieces that require bean sprouts using only two bean sprouts. So the secret is you want to walk over here far enough that if you get the angle right, which is probably about this is the angle, you want to get that angle all the way before you even walk over here. Because if you backflip, here, you can't backflip over it because there's this, and you can't actually walk. But, let's see, can I do it? I actually haven't tried to do it without... Here, let's see. I don't know that I've ever actually, honestly, tried to do it without the... There we go. So if you jump and backflip, you'll land on here. You just have to be at the right angle, such that another heart piece, great. Such that you don't try to pick up the bomb, because we don't have the Goron bracelet, so we can't pick up the bomb. And then additionally, oh, get on the ground. Additionally, we also did not want to try to talk to the Goron. So it's kind of an awkward angle, but you can totally do it without the Goron bracelet. It's easier if you do, because then you can just throw the bomb somewhere, and before it regrows, you can do the backflip much, much more easily. We're going to go and warp to the graveyard while it is nighttime, so that we can... I don't know if I picked the timing just right. Maybe Dompe's around. If he is, that'd be great, because then we can do the grave digging game. But if he's not, then I still have a thing or two that I can do. I think it's too late in the night, though. I don't see him anywhere. I actually haven't been able to get his timing right for the grave digging game in a while, so... Now, if we go in here, this is usually the Hylian shield. But of course, every chest gets shuffled, so this may very well not be. Wow. Yeah, that's not the Hylian shield. That's the Lens of Truth. We can't use it yet because we don't have magic. Normally in the series of events you would, but as you can see, nothing. So, kind of a shame, but also kind of funny. And then since we don't have Zelda's Lullaby, we actually can't get very far from here. We don't have anything that can really help us progress. And as far as child songs you can go get, there's not a whole bunch of them. So we might have to resort to being an adult, going and being an adult rather. Because I can't think of any other songs I can get as a child. Trying to think of the other songs, because you get the Song of Storms there. I can't get the Song of where you're supposed to get the Song of Time. I can't get that until I have got all of the spiritual gemstones. So I really don't think that we can get any more songs as a child, but as an adult we can get a bunch more. And ideally, if we can get Requiem of Spirit... No. Is it Requiem of Spirit? The one that takes you to Desert Colossus. I think it might be Requiem of Spirit. Now I can't. Now I'm second guessing myself. But if we get that one, that's kind of a double whammy, because you get that one, and then you go out there, and then if you enter and exit the Spirit Temple, then you get another one. So... we can pick up a couple of gold Skulltulas out here at night, though. There's plenty of them around. How many do I have at this point? 7, I think, right? Yeah. So we can get... I can think of 2 more. Oh, there's actually a third one in this tree that I forgot about as well. Let's go and take out that bush. So we can actually go ahead and get our first 10 Skulltulas real quick as well. So the reason that I decided not to do key sanity, which shuffles all the keys and dungeon items within the game, dungeon sanity is the same kind of thing, and then what's the other one? Skull sanity, which is where you shuffle all the Skulltula token drops as well. So most things end up being a Skulltula drop because there's 100 of them. And then Skulltulas can also drop things that aren't Skulltula tokens, which is valuable sometimes. The reason I didn't do any of those is because if you listen to anything I just said, you probably already can understand why. It's incredibly chaotic. It just seems so disorderly to me. So here's the last... oh, that was not where I meant to aim. Here's the last Skulltula we need to get our first 10. I'm trying to break the pots, actually, to be honest, but whatever. I guess I could have just picked them up. Forget that you can do that. They're not like the bushes where you have to have the Goron bracelet to do that. Always thought that was kind of silly. I mean, I understand, though. So if we go into the House of Skulltula... other way... what you got for me, friend? It could be bombs. It's more sticks. That's actually very useful. We don't have a sword yet, so more sticks is great. More sticks are great. Extra sticks are great. Yeah, I don't know. So I am gonna go over to the Temple of Time, and we're gonna go be an adult, because I think that's all we really have left for us as far as acquiring more songs goes. I'm trying to think. I really do think that that's it, because we can go get the Minuet of Forest by going back to the Forest Temple. We can go... I can't get Sun Song until I have Zelda's Lullaby, so we have to hope that something else we get happens to be Zelda's Lullaby, in which case that unlocks a few things. There's a couple of grottos. There's one grotto that I can think of in particular that we can go get right now if we really wanted to, but I'd much rather just go be an adult and see how much we can get done like that. Let's get our free rupees by just walking up here and jumping. Yeah, get over it. And off to become an adult. I also don't have a shield yet because I don't have the money for a shield yet. It's always so quiet in this scene. So, another nice little tip is if you're looking for the spiritual stones and you don't know where they are, if you just come here and check this little box here, it actually is updated. So, one in the belly of a deity. So, that's inside, the Kokiri Emerald is inside Jabu Jabu. The Goron Ruby is within the Shadow Temple. And the Zora Sapphire is within the Spirit Temple. Great. So that's particularly sucky, but we don't have to get those to open this. This is already open. We don't have to worry about that. There's an option to have this not already open, in which case all the things that you need to get this open will be laid out in such a way that you can get this open legitimately. Okay, so Serenade of Water. So, Serenade of Water is useful because getting all the way out there is honestly a pain. So, this leaves us as an adult. I look like I'm just kind of a ghost. I don't necessarily care for the white. So, as an adult with a hook shot, that is nice. And the upside of being an adult is it comes with a sword. It does not come with magic power. But that's okay. So, why don't we go get the Song of Storms, or where it's supposed to be, again. And then I think we'll leave it off there-ish and see. Because as an adult, we can also do the Dompe's Grave, or the Dompe's Race, and a few other things. But yeah, for the most part, I'm thinking this is our best option. Because without Zelda's Lullaby, we can't... Well, without Zelda's Lullaby or one of the scales, silver or gold, which you get them in order no matter what. Without either of those, there's no way of us getting into Zora's Domain. Without either one of those, or without Zelda's Lullaby, we can't get into C. Darunia, which means we don't get squat. One simple trick, though, is if you come over here and talk to... what's her face? Whose name I can't remember. Anju. If you come over here and talk to Anju, she'll try to give you something, which should be a chicken. Chicken egg, I think, or even a chicken. I think it's a chicken. But you can get something. In our case, it was just 5 rupees, so great. Useless for us. And then there's this guy. Let's go make him mad. Okay. Bolero Fire. Another reasonably useful one. And that also gives us the ability to head over to Goron City pretty quickly. So, hooray! Another really nice thing. In fact, this does technically give us access to break the game if we wanted to get into Darunia's room without Darunia there. It's kind of a silly predicament we can get ourselves in if we really wanted to. But I think with that, I can't really think of anything we can immediately do, so I'm probably going to make my way over to the Forest Temple. You've already seen that trek, so I think we'll leave it off at the Forest Temple, because I don't think it's been long enough yet for me to call the episode. So I'm going to head over to the Forest Temple real quick, and I'll see you there, because that's going to take a long time. So another thing that I'm going to have to do is Mido here is going to stop me. Since I don't have Saria's song, I'm going to have to do a little glitch. So I'm going to just record and see if I happen to get it. Because it takes a couple of tries. Alright, there we go. So it's a little tricky, but it definitely works. Now I need to make sure I don't go the wrong way. That would be frustrating after doing all that effort. And then straight, right. So now... we'll have to take these guys out just like the old times. But that's no big deal. And we'll also get plenty of rubies, so that'll be nice. Nope. Alright, sorry, a song. That's a step. That means that if we use the Bolero Fire to get into Goron's kingdom, or the Goron Kingdom, or whatever it's called, then we should be set. I'm not actually going to go into the Forest Temple, I just wanted to stand on top of this tree for the outro. But I guess not. Well, alright, well, I think this has been a pretty productive episode, and I have things that I need to do anyways, so I am going to call it there. Next episode, we can do a lot of stuff now that we have Saria's Song, probably make a few more glitches in the game, and, yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed this, exploit-filled, adventure-full episode, and, I honestly think that's all bars withheld at this point, so... yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.